Well, we made it to Christmas Eve, and I've got some early presents to open to myself. And what we got on the track for this video is, of course, the aquarium cars, which you saw and some of them in the thumbnail. And we've got the Chicago and Alton up on the elevated track. And on the other line over here, we've got the EP5 with some Christmas presents. And my favorite EP5 as well. That's the MTH EP5. Why is it my favorite? Well, because it was the first modern electronic engine I got basically after my starter set, which was the K-Line Tar Heel Express that had an MP15 engine on it that really wasn't all that hot. But, you know, hey, we all start somewhere. And, yeah, so that one's still my favorite engine. But let's move the camera, check out some aquarium cars, and we will run some trains. So, we will start with the cars that I have owned for quite some time. This one here is kind of an interesting one. It's not really a true aquarium car like this one here. This is the original style Lionel aquarium car, which we'll look at in a second. But this one here, this has got 4 holograms in it, probably 2 of the same ones, one on, 2 here, 2 on the other side. So there's nothing really moving, and it's just pictures glued to the inside of it, so it's sort of lame in that respect. This one's more of the traditional aquarium car. This is a later design they did where it only moves, the belt inside only moves when the car is moving, and you'll see that when the train is moving along. And my Shamu one over here is interesting. I picked that up at my local hobby, or at the hobby store that I like to visit in St. Paul, Minnesota. That one's cool because it has a motor in it, so it is more toward the original style Lionel car here, the original one, in that you can sit trackside and kind of watch Shamu go around. And I got to see Shamu when I was in Florida, so that's pretty cool. Let's get this guy going. Forward, please. Move this around here. There, you can. Hopefully, there's the belt kind of going on. There's the belt. Yeah, you can see her going. Yep. Still a little stuck there. What we got pulling it is the Santa Fe 8644, and it's got a smoke unit on it that is operational. That's the only smoke unit I leave operational, because that one doesn't really smell too bad, and the other ones just give me a headache, and this engine I don't run very much, so that's kind of my reasoning for that. But let's check out the original Lionel car here. And we'll just kind of park this here. So this is an MPC era, like 81 or something like that, reproduction of the original. What really caught me off guard was that it's actually made like the original. Now, so somebody had a price of like $150 on this. These things, just for values for you guys in 2025, I looked online, and I suppose if you were to find one of these like minty in the package at a, train show or something, it might be more money, but I like on eBay, these things are anywhere from, depending on condition, of course, like $20 to $60. That's kind of a lot of what a lot of these are. The Shamu one seems to go for a little bit more, but you can still buy it new in the box, which is cool. But this has the vibrotor motor on it, Lionel's patented motor that works just off vibration, and that's pretty awesome. This thing does not appear to have been run, or may run very little. It's nice. It's got 2 roller pickups on it instead of just 1. So I'm curious to get that on the track, see what it looks like. But let's see. What's cool about this one is it came with stuff in the box, and I will put up here what I paid for it, and maybe I'll put up the auction picture if I find it. Because I decided I really want, because I didn't have an original aquarium car. And I thought, that'd be cool. I'd really want one of the original style aquarium cars. And this one's really nice. Got bright, vivid graphics on it. Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice. Nice gold lettering. Yeah, 81 here, so very cool. But let's see what we got. We got some original literature from the MPC era. Fundimensions, 1981. Motor control lever. Got 2 bulbs, which is nice. I like that. So, mainly about bulb replacement there. Let's see, we got a limited 1-year warranty. Nice. We got a Fundimensions product survey. It says aquarium car. Cool. That's nice. One dimension. It's Mount Clemens, Michigan. Still made in America at the time. And then this, the authorized service stations, 80 to 81. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Hawaii, Honolulu. But let's pull the top off this thing real quick before we get into the other ones and see what's inside it. So, what I love about the post-war era stuff is it's made to be manufactured. So it's also made to be serviced and made to be easily, worked on. So one screw, and this comes off, and you got these nice wavy pieces here. Yeah, these graphics are just so nice and bright. I love it. It's great. So I've got the strip here. There's the middle of the strip. Interesting, it's riveted. That's cool. And the strip is should be a little tighter, but I don't think there's any adjustment on it. I could be wrong. Here's our nice piece here. Sits in there. We've got our nice bulbs. There's a power switch down here. So just the action of the motor. Not really positive how this all works, but I know it's done through vibration. So we've got a little piece here that just pivots it along here and causes this piece to rotate. Very cool. Let's get the engine out of the way here and set this on the track and see if it does anything. Oh, yeah, I guess I gotta turn it on, huh? Yeah, because they're clearly not on. Whoa! Wow! That's cool. That would work better if the belt were a little tighter. Nice. That works really well. I'm okay with that. That works really good. So, I don't think that there's any belt adjustment on here. Oh, look at that. Look right there. That's a spring-loaded arm on here. I wonder if the spring is just loose. Nope. I wonder if I could tighten it a little bit. You know what? We're gonna leave it. Okay, let's get the train back here and put that in position. Let's see, do we see anything different in the camera? Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know what the camera's going to see there, but interesting. I like the dark green color and the gold. Oh, that thing's working much better now. What I did is I lubricated the pivoting mechanism, and I also put some of my gaffer tape on this roll, just to give a little more traction, and yeah, it's working much better. Let's shut that off before it drives us all crazy. Alright, so this is another car I got in that auction lot. I don't know what year it is. Might be 92, I don't know. But these seem to go for a little more money. I'm not quite sure why. This one is a non-motorized one. And we've got Stingray Express, so that's pretty cool. And what it's got is a gear, worm gear on this axle, and another driven gear here. And just got a couple lights in it, and as you're going down the tracks, it just belt moves, so that one works pretty cool. Or looks pretty cool, I should say. Let's see, we can determine the year probably by this, like, 2002 to 2003. Well, there you go. These go for a little more money on eBay, but still pretty reasonable. You can When I looked on eBay today, it was, I don't know, 30 some bucks or something. Again, various conditions of these. This one's never been on the track. So let's see, this has got a single bulb in it. So, yep, got a screen in there. Got the tape that goes around that's got, in this case, the Stingrays on it. And yeah, it tells you what to lubricate. Very nice. 2001 on the bottom here, so yep, very cool. That will be a very cool addition to the fleet. Let's put this guy in here. Yeah, the collector, I bought these on Cabin Fever auctions, of course. If you watch this channel, I buy a lot of stuff from there. The collector that had these was a huge aquarium car fan, because he had a lot of aquarium cars on there. This one's Sea Monkeys, 2004 here. At least that's what it says there. But this one is motorized action. And this one actually doesn't go for that much money, probably due to collectability. I don't know, limited audience. I think it's pretty cool. So we've got Sea Monkeys here, and let's see, guaranteed to grow, guaranteed to live. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Alright, so it actually says Sea Monkeys on the strip itself. That's cool. That'll be cool to watch. And we got a switch on the bottom. This has a small standard style motor like Shamu car does. Made in China. 2004 to 2005. So this car was built around 2004. So very cool. One of my newer things. 20-some years old. This does not appear to have been on the track either. And how you tell? You look at the roller. You see like a pattern on there that'll come up real quick in there, and you look on the wheels as well. So we'll just make sure these rotate easily, make sure both couplers close, and they do. Let's put him right here. Alright, let's turn on the power. Let's hit the switch on the bottom. Okay, we got a stuck Sea Monkey. Yeah, this motor isn't even working. It's not making any noise. Well, you're getting a repair video out of this. What a deal. Alright, let me grab my screwdriver again, and I put it away, and we'll pop this thing open. Alright, so, still built the same way. It's got two, like a little ledge, two little flat bars that the shell slides on. One screw in the back here. It's kind of cool, they put a little valve image there, so that's neat. That's been on since the very first car from 1959. So we just tilt it up and push it back that way a little bit, and she should just pop right off. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, wow! This is a different design. We got two bulbs up here, so the instruction sheet was incorrect. Wow. Pull this center... Well, the centerpiece is glued to the bottom here, so... Let's see here. Of course, we got modern circuitry and stuff, which is alright. Not the end of the world. But we got an electrical connector here, so... I'm gonna try to pull up the adhesive on here, and hopefully it'll stick back down. That works. Okay, that's off. That's off. We'll just kind of shovel that into here. So we got a power supply, basically is all that this is, to run the motor here. We'll set it back on the track and see if we have any life in it. Maybe the belt was just stuck to it or something. And we got lights, but no action on the motor. Now beat on it and see what it does. Sometimes with a small motor like this, once you rotate it, it'll come to life. Let's try that. Okay, based on what I'm seeing, this covers the worm drive. Hopefully. Okay. So let's rotate the motor over and see if it springs to life. Here it goes. It's working now. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just... It appeared totally dead. Well, apart from the lights are working. But just roll it over when you got power on it and she'll jump to life because the brushes get intermittent contact, and this would be a real hard motor to pull apart. So let me get this back together. It lives! Well, what I had to do was, after I put that cover back on the motor, it stopped again because I didn't let it run long enough. So I took out some little bitty pliers and rotated the end of the shaft, and it started working, and just let it run for a couple minutes, and that was enough. Circuit board, what I did is I covered the bottom of it because these bits of plastic here were from the piece that held the circuit board down. So I covered the bottom of it with gaffer tape, and that should work just fine. And yeah, she's ready to go now and working very good. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed that look at the aquarium cars, and who thought the sea monkeys one would be the most troublesome? Kind of on brand for that sea monkeys. For those of you that don't know, it's kind of the original sea monkeys. They advertise them in the comic books and stuff like that. You know, it's like, oh, hey, have these beautiful creatures, you know, have at your aquarium. And yeah, they're kind of a not the best product in the world, but go check them out. But yeah, these aquarium cars, prices, they're pretty good on them. Yeah, some are a little more expensive than others, but you should be able to get some good runnable ones for a reasonable price. And they're fun to collect, and a lot of variety. Again, happy Christmas Eve, and we will see you on Christmas. And I've got something special to show you guys that I bought for myself earlier this year that I haven't put on the layout yet. And that's a little bit of a clue right there. So we'll catch you on the next one, and actually, we'll catch you tomorrow. And be sure to tell me what you think of this video. Thank you very much. I really like the Chicago and Alton. I think that looks just so cool running up on the elevated track. Oh, and I did pull one aquarium car off of the train, mainly because that engine is not the strongest engine in the world. It's a 242, and it's got traction tire, but it's struggling a little bit.